All right, this routine is for you soccer players who are stuck inside and can't get out in the field. It's developed to help you maintain your mobility and flexibility and basic movement patterns. So follow me in this little routine here. Get your feet shoulder width, hip width, feet facing forward, bend your knees slightly. Get the hips rotating. Keep the movement nice and fluid. All the way left and right, forward and back. Those are the 4 points you're trying to hit with every circle. Reverse that circle. Okay, knee ankle rotations. This one's hard for most people to do, and for most soccer players, you're tight in the ankles and the Achilles, so this one's especially important. Get your knees rotating like this. Notice there's a down and an up in the rotation, so it has a little squat to it. Now I'm going to show you the side view because this is what I find most people do. They don't keep their heels down. They allow their heels to come up like this every time they circle through. To really get ankle mobility and Achilles flexibility, you got to keep your heels down. You got to sit down into it. This can be tough, so it takes time to get good at this one. All right, now switch that circle, go the other direction. Knees should be straight every time you come through, and they should bend as you go around. All right? Knee ankle rotations, really important one to get good at for any running athlete. Okay, follow me here, hands overhead. You're bringing your opposite hands to the instep. Trying to get these hips externally rotating and trying to reach up to elongate the front of the body. Try to get into a little rhythm. Okay, this one's basically the opposite of that. Here we go. Now you're trying to kick, or trying to slap rather, the outside of your foot and actually your heel. You're trying to let your knee kind of come inwards and your heel flare outwards. This creates an internal rotation of your hip joint. At the same time, you're trying to kick back with it. So you get this elongation of the front of the hip flexors and quads, right? Torso stays nice and upright. Couple more. Okay, now I just want you to kick your butt. More quad, hip flexor elongation. And now while you kick your butt, I want you to keep your arms overhead. Try to get that heel to the butt and think about moving your thigh back as you do it. A couple more. Now I want you to just hold that classic hip flexor quad stretch. Notice how I pull my knee back, but keep my torso up. So I get this elongation effect through the front of the hip. Hold that, take some good deep breaths. Let's get your other side. Maintain your balance. Find it. Bring that leg back. And then bring the heel to the butt. Lift overhead with your opposite arm. Relax into it. Don't kill yourself, but you should feel it. Maintain your balance. Some good deep breaths. Breaths are in your nose, through your nose, and either out of your nose or out of your mouth, but use your nasal breathing. Okay. Here we go. Stretching the lateral rib cage around the outside of the hip and down through the IT band. Really reach up and over, and then try to get that foot pinned down. Step behind with the side that's stretching. One more to each side. Okay. Let's get some swinging. Opposite arm leg. Get that leg, that hip and leg back behind you. Really try to elongate this cross pattern here. So you're really like this. Let it snap together like you're pulling a rubber band apart and letting go, and it snaps back together. Snap. Snap. Other side. Now most soccer players have a dominant leg, and therefore they're better at standing and balancing on one leg than the other. So you'll likely notice this difference. It's good to do both sides to create the balance in your body and to work on the balance and swing of your non-dominant leg. Bend back, snap it. Stretch that rubber band back, let it snap. Okay, one more. Let's do a little elongation of the hamstrings. We're going to use this position. I'll show you the forward. Reach down, touch your shin or foot. Come back up. Weight is in the back leg. Reach down, touch, hold, come back up. I'm going to show you the side view. I'm sitting back and I'm reaching down. So my stance leg has to work. It's basically supporting all my weight. While my other leg, I'm getting a good stretch through the hamstrings, calf, and I'm pulling that foot towards my shin if I can get there, and if not, I'm just reaching down my shin. Now follow me now. We're going to do this a few times. Reach down, hold, deep breath, come up. Down, get into the stretch, deep breath through your nose, exhale, come up. One more time per side. Weight stays on this back leg. So one-legged squat. Hold, come up. One more time. Down, hold, come up. Okay, let's get this action. This is all about turning of the hips. We're using the turning of the hips to swing our arms. And it can be hard for some people to let their arms go, let their arms be total dead weight. But what I want you to really focus on is this. Can you swing your hips back and forth? The power is created from the legs and the turning of the hips and waist, which happens a lot in athletics, especially in soccer. All right. Now this will get some rotation into our lower spine, mid spine, upper spine. And now let's do another one for spinal rotation. Just simple hand to knee. Knee to hand, opposite arm knee. All right, side view. I'm really trying to get some rotation through my body. Show you the back view. So I'm not just bringing that knee to my hand, but I'm trying to bring it across the body. All right, we're doing a lot of lower body stuff, of course, with soccer, but let's get some upper body stuff. Big shoulder rotations backwards. Use momentum, relax into it. Let the swinging of your arms carry themselves. Forward. Create some mobility by using momentum. Okay, neck rotations. Reverse. Okay, we're almost done here. A little inner thigh stretching. Feet are facing forward parallel. That's your goal. Try not to let them turn out. All right, shift into one side. This should stretch the inside of this leg. If you have tightness, you'll feel that, no problem. If you don't, then that means you're not too tight there. Back and forth. Just as low as you can go comfortably. This leg that's taking your weight is working. This leg is stretching. My feet are staying facing forward parallel, and I'm trying to keep my foot pinned to the ground so I get this big, long stretch through the outside of the foot. Okay, now palms on the ground. Let your head go. You can bend your knees as much as you need to here. 3 deep breaths in this position. Inhale, and then exhale. A couple more times. Heels are on the ground. Now walk your hands out only as far as you can go without your heels coming off the ground. Bend your knees as much as you need to. If you're tight, this is hard. Heels stay down. This should drive the stretch lower down into the calves. I want you to hold this for 3 or 4 good deep breaths. Keep your heels on the ground. Walk back up. Pick yourself back up out of this. One last thing, arms overhead. Bend your knees, sit down into the squat. 3 breaths here. And there you go.